Hello everyone, welcome to our first ever Lemans Ultimate stream in IRC. And today we have the one of two of our pre-season races. And pre-season also means that we're about to start a season in LMU, the first ever in IRC. And a quick hint for you guys, we might have a prize pool for this time, so keep an eye out for the pre-season season launch trailer coming out pretty soon. So yeah, we have already started with the qualifying right now, only 5 minutes left. Looks like it's a BMW on top. We have quite a bit on the grid today, almost 16 drivers. Everyone looks like it's just getting the tires warm up, trying to set up a lap time, because on Sebring we are expecting a qualify from around 2 minute 3s, 2 minute 4s easily for IRC people. So looks like people are still getting their tires warmed up. Let's get an onboard action from Danish. Yeah, he's accelerating quite into one of the trickiest braking zones, and as people have now noticed, he did not brake at 400 meters, that is 400 feet, because America is still in the old ages apparently. But he accelerates quickly through the tricky section, flat out, but there's only single line, so in the race it's a bit difficult to go side by side here. Into another one straight braking zones. Gotta turn the car in, rotated it nicely, go on flat to the throttle, but be ready for that bump on the left and accelerate as quickly as possible. Nice apex there. Looks like he had a bit more time in there. Going on to the flat out left hander, going for the wide entry, setting up this braking zone. Nice. Hitting his marks, trailing very well, getting quickly on the accelerator, but it still looks like Tanish is not pushing it a bit as much as he would like to. And yeah, going into the final corner, the most difficult in Sebring, the most infamous, the one where you can't see the apex and apparently can't see the track also, because there's way too many bumps. As you go starting the braking zone, bumps around the car, trying to get it to turn in. Will he make it? Yes, he did. Oh, looks like he had a nasty wheel spin in the acceleration. They had to abort that lap. Hopefully this lap will be better one, because he doesn't have much time left also. And let's go on board someone else. Here we have Dark Knight getting his last lap started, so better make this one count. Hitting that braking mark, and actually, apex is gone. Yeah, that's a lap gone for James Robin there. We will move on to Deepak Raj. He's already in the lap. He's trying what looks like the Lexus. He probably should be able to start another lap, so I think he's just warming up, getting the lap started. Struggling there a bit with getting the car turned. It looked like the ABS kicked in way too much at the braking there. Yep. Yep, that's the ABS at work here at Lemans Ultimate. It's a bit tricky to get it right, and if you trigger it a bit too much and try to turn in with way too much speed, just the rear just goes away. But hopefully he should have enough time to start. Only 20 seconds left, one corner to go, and he really needs a lap because he's not done a proper lap yet, a representative lap yet. Hopefully he makes it to the line, the 12 seconds that is left. Got some trackside cameras, turning it, bumping around a bit. It looks like it is the apex there. It's still trying to get a representative lap time on board because I think Deepak should easily be able to do a 2 minute 3 second lap time there. Oof, bumping around on the curb and the gravel there. Oh, sorry, no gravel, only dirt here because this is Sebring. And as we have the checkered flag out there, looks like the Lambo's quite fast on this track, and Athul, Bhaskar, and Tanish have both done a really good lap and already in the pit, so it doesn't seem like they would be able to improve any much. So let's see if Deepak can do a lap time that might put him in the top 3 or even on the front row and get the Lambo domination out of here. Oof, nice braking there. The brakes look quite hard there. Maybe he has closed the brake touch too much. Probably why he's not getting that optimum braking. Oof, that was close with track limits. Hopefully he has still a valid lap. At 2 minute 5, I think still not optimal for Deepak, but it got him into the top 5, so I think he will have a good race. With a good race start, I think he can fight for the win. Yeah, I think everyone's done on the track right now, and we'll be waiting to get the race started.
Drivers go to the grid for a race start.
So let's have a look at the starting order here. In P1 we have Athul, Bhaskar in the Lambo, and P2 we have another Lambo in the Tanish. P3 we have Arav, and P4 we have Aradhya, who plays on the controller, so pretty good lap time for him. And we have Deepak in P5 and James Robin, aka Dark Knight, in P6. We have AVD in P7 and Ritesh in 8. Good friends, those, starting side by side. And back behind them, we have AJ Sam and Vijay Agrawal starting on the 5th row of the grid. On the 6th, we have S. Mung and Aditya Bhandari. Then we have Sandeep Mardu coming in 13th and Chinmay Yadav coming in 14th. And we have the Supreme Kai, Supreme Kai, Nikhil Samre in 15. And last but not the least, we have Moto, who I think is gonna try to do a last of us. Let's see if he can make through the bumps and the cars on this one.
Formation lap has started.
Yep. As we move off, the formation lap has indeed started. So as people might not know, in LMU we only have the short formation laps, but need not worry because the tires, they give it slightly warmed up to around 50 degrees, but that is still far from optimal. So the driver still have to be very careful on the first lap, especially in the first few corners, because the braking distances are way too long, and especially with the ABS of the GT3s, the LMGT3s, it's once you lock up, you just go straight. It's not bad as the non-ABS cars, but you still go straight. So you have to be very careful on the start here. Yeah, I think everyone's holding 60 now, waiting for the green flag for the 45-minute race of Sebring.
Green flag.
And we go green. Good launch by the Lambos. Pretty equal, but the Mercedes is falling a bit behind. But can Tanish go pull around on the outside? No, he cannot. Looks like he has to slot in behind Athul. But the Mercedes did get the jump, even though he had a bad start. And it looks like Deepak also gained a position. So it looks like James Robin did Aradha Gupta actually, 46 falling down a few places there, did not have a good start. Or here. Let's go on board Deepak Raj, who is trying to get that P3. He breaks a little late, bit too close for that. Let's go on board him. Oh, sideboard, as some might want to say. Looking to hunt down that Mercedes. Braking nicely there, but bit confused on when to turn in. Looks like he braked a bit too much. Going a bit wide on throttle. Need to get his car controlled. That, like I explained, the tires are not warmed up, so if you slam the brakes a bit too hard, you will get a lot of lockup and just go straight and lose a lot of time at these LMGTs. Getting a night turn in. But the Mercedes makes a big mistake, goes off the track. Can Deepak throw a dive bomb? No, he's conservative. He wants to do it for the next corner. Gets a decent enough launch, but the Mercedes is known to be a very quick car on the straight, so. Yeah, you can see the speed difference in themselves. Unlike ACC, Lexus is one of the slowest cars in Lemans Ultimate, and the Mercedes is quite fast on the straight. So it's very difficult for Deepak to make that overtake on the Mercedes, even though he made a mistake. So. What do we have at back? Let's go on board Hardik Pari, aka Moto, who have made quite a bit of places. He started last, mind you. So he has made a lot of places in the first lap, almost 8 places. He crossed half the grid there, trying to hunt down James Robbins, aka Dark Knight here. Still trying to get a hang of the GT3s. Let's go on board Moto in the Porsche with our onboard HUD as well. As you can see, the virtual energy in these cars are depleted quite fast, and the main reason for that is because we have 2 times fuel consumption. So this allows us to have a 45-minute race where everyone has to do a pit stop. But what's different in this game from others is that there is no mandatory refueling time. So every liter of fuel you add to the car costs time. So if you save 4-5 liters, maybe a lap worth of liters while going into the pits. That can be a second or two that you gain just in the pits itself by just doing nothing. And yeah, let's see. I think Athul in the lead is actually someone who's really experienced in the endurance. Oof! Moto getting a bit wide there, getting his tail hit by the wall. Ooh, he sends a dive right there, hits a HSM. Oh, that's a classic Moto kill. Oh well, he just continues, nothing happened as usual. Another place for him, but if he does this in the season, stewards might have a look at it and give him some penalty points for that. Let's go on board ABD here. Trying to hunt down the beamer of S Moon and just Gilbert, who just got demoted by Moto. He'll be trying to capitalize on them, especially because once you spin around on this game, the tires heat up a lot and it's very difficult to keep up the pace for a couple of laps because you have to wait for the tires to cool down a bit. Quite a good section there. That's a bit innovative track limits, a new track layout we're inventing out there. But anyways, looks like he's gonna send one on the inside on the last corner, which is quite tricky because of the bumps. You might just, if you think you can brake late, but sometimes you can't. And there he is. He hits the wall pretty hard on the inside. Can he get it stopped before he is? Oof, that is not good. He has quite a bit of damage. Hopefully his engine is still running. It looks like his engine is still running and he can reverse out of there and get going again. But he is last, so, and will have a lot of damage to repair. Let's move back to Moto, who just overtook Vijay Agrawal there. Oh, looks like Tanish has made a massive mistake there because he has gone all the way from P2 to P4. Another classic Tanish mistake, especially in that Lambo, which is very twitchy on the turn-ins, and he can very easily lose the rear on that car. He will have his tires a bit heated up. Hopefully he can get one lap settle back in, cool the tires down, and then start pushing against towards that P2. Nicely trying to get it stopped. Is it stopping? Is it stopping? And he'll get it stopped. Now he needs to put the foot down, accelerate as quickly as possible while making sure he doesn't hit that exit. as well. We have two fights brewing around here. Both Tanisha and Motomoto are trying to make the place as quickly as possible. Breaks very late there. Motomoto tries to get it right, and looks like Tanish is trying very hard to get past Radha Gupta there. Can he finish it? No, he will not. He'll just wait for a very smart movement from Tanish. Just wait for the nice and clean dive on the inside. As we see Hardik Pari behind is taken at the place, but his goes a bit wide. Oh, they're fighting. Brakes hard, very hard. Looks like he also has brake touch set a bit low. It might give him a bit more straight line, but the braking performance might not always be optimal in this track. But gets the move done nice and clean there, as does Tanish. It goes up to P3. Let's look at the gaps here. Tanish has about 3 seconds to catch to Deepak, and then another 11 to Athul. So it will be a tough recovery for him, and a long shot all the way to the end. Maybe he can catch Athul Bhaskar. And let's go over Motomoto as well, who is just 2 seconds away from Radha Gupta. Trying to get as close to the top 4 as possible. Very good start, I would say. In just 10 minutes, you have gone from last to P5 here, almost in P4. You can just see that P4 and P3 right up in front of him. And he would like to get that ideally before the pit stops, but oof, goes wide, accelerates a bit too much. But it's fine because it's not a lot of gravel, it's just dirt and grass. Did not lose a lot of time there, just a bit of confidence. But I don't think he lacks a lot of confidence. He can send it down, and he is getting close, flashing Radha, trying to scare him into making a fancy move. Will he send it down the inside? There he goes. Yep, he sends it down the inside. Completely blocks him off and gets a good exit, especially with that partial traction. And that is P4 for Moto onto, and locks his side onto P3, which will be now difficult to get because Tanish is very quick here in the lap. Quick look at the energies of all of our drivers here. Let's go on board them, see their head and see how much energy they have left. Athul Bhaskar, you have used up more than 50%, only 47% energy left, and already caught up to a back marker there. Remember, the blue flags rules in GT racing is a little different than in F1, where the driver doesn't have to immediately move out of the way within like 3 blue flag zone, but is supposed to not defend, and that's what the McLaren did there. Did not defend, did not make his life hard. But it's better for both of them as they can both have the optimal time. Yeah, Athul with 45% energy left, with just 12 minutes around, almost 15 minutes now. I think, yeah, he will be pitting around the halfway mark, but I'm not sure. Looking at the energies, is a 2-stop that simple? If there's a +1 lap, there might be a risk, so let's hope everyone's doing some minor fuel saving, some endurance fuel saving and tire saving, because remember the tires also have 2x tire wear. So if you have to change all 4 tires in this game, you have to do 12-second pit stop, but there's an option allowed to change only 1, 2, 3 or 4, so you can change any amount of tires you want, put any compound you want. Yes, you can go wets on the rear and medium on the front, would not recommend that though. And yeah, I think on a track like this where the tire wear is a bit more equivalent on all the tires, it does not really make sense to change one side of tire. So generally if you change 2 tires or less, it takes 5 seconds, so just significantly less than 12 obviously, and it saves you a lot of time. So at other tracks that we will be doing in the LMU season, don't tell anyone I leaked that please. And yeah, in tracks like Portimao, where there's a big sweeping right hander at the final corner, almost flat. Let's see if Nirma can actually take it flat in the season. But at those traps, the left side, especially the front left, just screeches around the floor, gets very hot and very worn out by the temperatures and the sheer forces going through it. Like, you know, it's a 1-ton car putting all its force on the left side. So on tracks like that, it actually makes sense to only change the left side, because the right side don't really have that much forces going through them. They can actually be double stinted. And 45 minutes even with 2x convention is a little less than double stint, so it is possible for those who dare to do it. Looks like another 4 laps left for Athul. Let's move on to someone else. Let's go over to Tanish, who also has 4 laps fuel, but is fighting hard to nail with Tanish. Let's go on the onboard. And Moto is also here, as I was explaining the LMU physics. Looks like this 3 decided to just have some fun. Good thing we got right on time. Hey, Deepak goes a bit deep there. I feel like he's not really getting his breaking point mark. Oof, cutting off Tanish there, rightfully so, but could have been very close to disaster. And yeah, very close battles, and still they are 2, 3, 4 in the same order. Ooh, Tanish seems like he's bouncing around a hell of a lot there, but manages to slow down the car really well. So he does have a grip on this track, especially that last corner, really well. But Moto behind him looks like he got a real nice exit. And can he do a drive home around the inside? No, he cannot. But can Tanish? Oof, that was close. Looks like they're all trying to go on the inside of each other. But boys, please be patient. It cannot go 3 wide there. Otherwise, you will just bump off the curb like that and hit the car. But oh my God, Moto has gone up spinning. Yeah, this is not again like at the games. This game has a really good content model where you can't just boink a 1.5 ton car out of your way. If you do something like that, you will lose. You will be the one who spun around, because the other car has a lot of weight and it's difficult to move. So I think Moto learned quite a good lesson for the season there. Oh, points in quite a bit, Tanish. Maybe he might actually have some bit door damage that might reduce his top speed, but the Lexus is not that fast on the straight anyways, and the Lambo is really quick, so hopefully he should be able to get him on the straight with a good slipstream. Maybe not this lap, looks like a bit far away. He needs to get his rhythm back. After that contact, he didn't get it. But Deepak goes bit wide every single lap. He's not able to get that braking point correct. I think he's trying to brake a little too late and just messing it up. Tanish is right on his tail here with the superior top speed of the Lamborghini. Can he send it on the inside, which again is a bit dangerous, knowing the bumps as Deepak tries to go around the outside. That is a nice one, but Deepak, oh no, oh, he just got away with it. I think Deepak does not have, hopefully he does not have any damage on his car. Doesn't seem to have, at least on my UI. So that was a scary one for people because around the outside on that last corner it's extremely bumpy and just can't get the car stopped or turned. It just goes straight for the wall. I have learned it the hard way, and Deepak almost did the same. So Tanish finally back into P2 again after his mistake earlier. Before the pit stops, which are coming very soon in just 2 laps there. Athul is also ahead. Looks like he's saved 0.1 lap fuel around, let's see what is it. A few percentage. It looks like a percentage. Like he's 15 seconds ahead on track, but still has 1% more. So that's quite a bit of energy saving that he's doing there, and it will really help him have a smaller pit stop when he finally decides to go in pits. Let's stay on Deepak here because looks like Deepak is now following Tanish's line, and Tanish goes a bit wide. Deepak goes around the outside, which will become the inside from the next corner. Will they go side by side? They will, making it quite close, and Deepak just goes full send it flat around the outside and gets the place on Tanish, who was not able to put his throttle finger due to the dump step. But he has gotten the really good exit. Looks like we have some kind of success bias going around, that whoever goes in front gets the very bad traction. But can they do it again? Go side by side in the last corner? Which again won't recommend. Tanish goes a bit wide, gets it stopped barely, and gets it accelerated again, but still did not be able to pick it up in that corner. And Moto also is now closing in from behind. Had his spin earlier, he might have a bit of tire wear, or what some people like to call in this game tire damage, which you get when you spin out. And also to attention, they have to pit really soon. It's just 1.4 liters left there. So 4.4 laps left there. So they have to pit really soon, and if they are this close, it means they have to do the pit lane entry very close to each other as well. And remember, in this game, we do not have no ghosting whatsoever. Nowhere. No, not in the... Oh, who is that? Oh my god, that's the blue flagged car. Deepak tried to go around the outside. The blue flag car had some different ideas. This is why in GT racing it is generally recommended to not go out of your way to give up a position. But nonetheless, Deepak losing 2 positions there. Trying to get back. Looks like quite a few of blue flags. Look, it might be they have pitted a lap early there. But let's stay on board Deepak here. We'll go in the driver camp because they have to pit around this, and the pit lane entry is oh, it's already gone. Oh, it's right there. That's the pit lane entry. Tanish looks like he wants to go in the pit lane, and so does Moto. Both of them cross the white line on the entry. They might get I think that poor cone gets absolutely smashed by Moto, so we might need to sign a petition for that. But all 3 of them in the pit lane, as is Athul Bhaskar right there in front. Deepak needs to go diagonal in. No, he still has a safe pit box there. Little overshoot, but in this game, it does not matter if you overshoot it by a bit. It just starts counting immediately the moment you stop. And you don't also have to turn your engine. As shown by the Aston Martin in front, even if you go sideways, it's completely fine. The mechanics who are brilliant in this game, also invisible, straightening the car out really well. And let's move on to, where is Athul? There he is. He's already done with his pit stops. Did he change his tires? Not really sure about that, but done with his pit stop, and so is Tanish. So is that Tanish? Yeah, so is Tanish. So Tanish gained a lot on the pit stop, it looks like. So maybe Athul had a bit of damage to repair there. Deepak also leaving the pit lane, but loses quite a bit of time to Aradhya and James Robin. Hardik Pari has already left right behind Tanish, who is right behind Athul here. And there's a lot of difference because I think Athul was like 15-16 seconds in front before the pit stop. So it looks like Athul has lost quite a bit of time there. Let's stay on board Moto in the Porsche 992 911 GT3 with its beautiful boxer engine at the back, making this beautiful sound. And he is trying hard to catch Tanish here. Actually, that reminds me, I think Athul, the reason looks like Tanish has gone very deep and so has Moto. Getting a bit of wheel spin there on the exit. I think the reason Athul had a really bad stop might be because he might have decided to change tires, but there goes Moto Tanish. He's just gone straight. I'm not sure what Tanish is doing there, but he did just go fully straight in there. Let's go on the passenger seat, which does not exist, but we can make it happen by taking a cab at the way. Tanish losing a place on the brakes there. Like I said, I think he probably changed a couple of tires at least, and just with the cold tire just locked up and went straight. Here as well is trying to get to stop. You can see the struggle. It's already difficult with the blind apex there, and you add the bumps to that, it just makes it very difficult to see the track. Looks like he has got braking sorted, but the throttle seems a bit twitchy for the rear, sliding through there, both of them, trying to put the power down as quickly as possible. Seems like they are pushing quite hard here. And Deepak quite a way behind it. Seems like either he changed all four of his tires or fixed his damage, because that's quite a big difference considering how close they were at the pit lane entry. Oof, that's a nice slide for Tanish, showing some drifting skills there, but that is not what we are here to do, Tanish, so maybe keep that for the practice sessions and push a bit more to get that P2 back from Moto. While Moto on the other hand will probably be now looking forward towards the P1 of Athul Bhaskar, who had it secure most of the time, but he is catching and quickly, especially in the pit stop. There was a massive difference. The gap is already down to 6 seconds. That is significant. It seems like Athul Bhaskar has some worn out tires, and also looks like he has a bit of front damage there. Getting the turn in nicely, sliding just a little bit, just the correct amount, getting the turn in. Looks like his tires are warmed up, so Moto is pushing quite a bit, but has fallen a bit behind there, 8 seconds behind the leader now. hitting that super light. And in the background, Tanish looks like he wants to show us some drifting skills. So let's go on board him from the trackside cameras. Pushing quite a bit there. It does seem like he did not change any tires, and the tire wear is finally catching up to him. Another back market there. I think that is Nikhil Sambre, aka Supreme Kai, getting out of the way quite well, which Tanish will be quite happy because the last time Supreme Kai had to give way to Tanish was in Watkins Glen in the ACC, and that did not end well for Tanish there. So good thing for Tanish to get him out of the way and then now focus again and push to get as close to Moto as possible. And yeah, it does seem like Moto and Tanish have not changed their tire, because now that Athul has got his tires warmed up, he's pulling quite a bit and doing a very respectable lap time there in the 2-minute 3s. Very consistent. I think he's one of the only ones who have done a 2-minute 3 there, so pushing quite a bit. I'm assuming that's allowed by the change of tires there. And let's go back. But who I think has hit the wall. Yeah, it looks like his suspension is a bit broken. I think a bit might be an understatement here. Let's go on board him. Yeah, that is gone. That car's just gone. This is beyond broken at this point. In this game, there's a point at which if the suspension breaks way too much, the wheels start just oscillating from left to right. So it's not just that the steering is on the one side, it oscillates from left to right, which makes it nearly impossible to drive at any speed above like 100 kph. And I think he's finding out that the hard way, trying to get it back to the pits as quickly as possible, but finding it a lot difficult to get the car in a straight line. Let's move on to Hardik. Quite a bit of gap in the top 3 there. Seems like Deepak Raj has overtaken Aradhya Gupta after his long pit stop. And I'm assuming the same for Deepak Athul. He has changed all 4 of his tires, and now that he has warmed them up, he can start pushing and get the overtakes done, but doesn't have a lot of time. He only has 11 minutes left on the clock there to get back to his P4. And he does have to catch up 8 seconds for that. But a new set of tires around this track could easily be up to a second or more per lap. So let's see if he can catch him by the end of the race. go on board Tanishir, who seems to slowly catching Moto there, trying to reel him in just under 2 seconds. And with less than 9 minutes left on the clock, he needs to get that gap going as quickly as possible there to get his P2 back from Moto. Just 7 minutes left on the clock here. Looks like Tanish has reeled in another second to Moto. Looks to be suffering a lot from that tire degradation. And Tanish, I think he has gotten the rhythm built up and starting to push and try to get his P2 back. Who I think just lost his position to ABD. He did better there for some damage, I'm assuming. Yeah, he's getting 2 flags again. Let's hope he does not kill anyone this time. So we'll go back to finish, who is not able to close that gap below that 1 second. Go on board ABD, who has, after overtaking Aditya Bhandari there, has now almost caught up to Nikhil Samre, aka Supreme Kai, in front, trying to get his overtake done before the end of the race. Because I think the place after that is a bit too far ahead for ABD at the moment. So P12 is the best he can do, and what he probably would like to do, getting a bit deep on the braking zone, trying to accelerate over the dirt, which apparently is not that bad, but needs to push because there is a blue flagged car behind him, so he needs to get moving as soon as possible. Otherwise, if the car catches up, he is not allowed to defend against the blue flag. He doesn't have to give up the best like in F1, but he's not allowed to defend at all, and he has to be accommodating towards the other cars. like Tanish has, in classic Tanish fashion, made another mistake and just completely dropped down from contention for P2. And now actually, as you look in his mirrors, in whatever tiny gap that Lamborghini's rear windshield allows you to see, look behind as James Robin in his Sao Paulo livered BMW is catching, trying to get the podium away from Tanish. As ABD has made the move on Nikhil Samrat there, it looks like got it done fairly easily on the straight, so looks like a mistake from the Ferrari last corners. Let's go back on board. James Robin is trying to get the podium away from Tanish, but I think Tanish has again gotten into a good rhythm and has started to pull away. We go back to the battle behind as they have to let a blue flag cargo, and very opportunistic dive bomb by Aditya Bhandari there in the McLaren. Really nice dive bomb, hits Nikhil Samrat, gets the Porsche as well. I don't think he's fighting for position. Yeah, he's not fighting for position, the Porsche, but he was fighting for the Ferrari there, so a nice opportunistic move there by the McLaren. Let's go back on board Athul, who does seem to have started his last lap. Might be a bit marginal on the ticket flag, but with the gap he has behind, he can just slow down at this point and take the ticket at the end of this lap if he wants to. Really good management there, only 1 liter extra, so it was marginal at the end, but luckily none of the drivers really had to do any major fuel saving for this track at least. Only for 12 seconds left on the last corner. I think he might be able to start another lap here if he decides to. Will he reach the line? And that's the checkered flag there. I think, yeah, he has taken the checkered flag there and finished the race. Very well done for Athul, winning the first ever pre-season race for LMU. Let's go back to Moto, who has done the last 2 seconds. He would have liked to do a last 2 first, but I think this is what he has to settle for after his scrap with Tanish there. And we have James Robin, so looks like Tanish has again made a big mistake and lost a lot of positions, been in the workshop there. So James Robin, aka Dark Knights, takes the podium there. Deepak comes in behind him. And Tanish, unfortunately, lost a lot. He went from P2 to P5, so not a good race for him. As we have Radha Gupta, the fastest controller driver in IRC, getting the P6 there. as we have a poignant change on the last lap. Is that? Yes, it is. 47. Yadav goes bit wide there on the last lap and concedes P7 to the Mercedes. As we have Axel Sam coming in for the checkered flag, pretty close to the Ferrari back there. Oof, looks like everybody has made a mistake. Oh, no, yeah, I think it's already crossed the finish line as he was a lap down on Athul. And here we have the last finishes in the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 coming across accelerating nicely, crossing the finish line into P11. And we have Sandeep also just crossing the finish line at the end there. That makes it all. Yes, well, congratulations to Athul Motomoto and James Robin to make the podium of the first ever pre-season race for LMU. And that is all, ladies and gentlemen. We will have another pre-season race probably next week, and we will have an announcement coming up for the LMU season, which uh, don't tell anyone I told you this, but might have a prize pool. So please look forward for the announcement. Bye.